Can you just be mean for like 2 seconds? So in order to make it so I can eat food without eating my own facial hair, I've been curling my mustache to avoid eating it.
Oh,
He's
no.
back to being Douchebag McQueen.
No.
And then the third movie, you know what he's back to being?
What?
Douchebag McQueen.
Oh, no.
I assume he was like cremated and like his ashes were put there. Not like,
Yes, they did not.
They didn't cut his body into
Yes,
fourths.
each one of
So Dan, I just wanted to let you know, you'll be happy to know I've finally leaned into my trash man aesthetic.
Which, okay, now when you're saying trash man, are we talking because you're the worst, or is this like you've decided to go and clean up the streets for a living?
Become a garbage man? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, a metaphorical garbage man, you know it.
As the regular
I
garbage
already
man, yes.
know you have disdain for my denim vest.
I have disdain for a lot of things you do, but yes, go off.
But Jackson, as a denim man,
I'm a denim man.
you understand why I would want a denim vest, right?
I'm a 5-star man.
You are a 5-star man.
I would want a denim anything, yeah.
Exactly. Because, see, here's the thing. I want the denim vest so I can put band patches on it, which is what I have done. It is in my opinion, it's a really great vest. I love it a lot. And I was thinking, what is it that I need to perfectly complement this vest in my life? And then I realized
Crack.
the answer. It's not crack. It's fingerless gloves.
No, you didn't.
That's the wrong answer.
So what I did was I went to Walmart last night and I bought knit gloves and I cut the fingers off.
Of course you did.
Now, I can feel the disappointment.
No, why haven't
It's
you
not
just
that I'm
gone out and
disappointed.
bought
It's
a
just
fucking
like-
chopper yet? Like, just go buy a motorcycle at this point.
I want to buy a motorcycle, but I don't have the money for it.
God
That's like
damn
a
it,
2
don't
years
buy the
down the line.
motorcycle. This is a
Guys, can I use this as a transition to talk about what I want to talk about?
In 2
after
seconds.
we do the-
I also
after we
want to
do the
say
intro.
there is a practical reason for these gloves too. I am keeping my apartment hella
Man, it's just
chilly
stupid.
right now.
It should all be about me all the time.
You're right, but I'm gonna be about me right now anyway. I'm keeping my apartment hella chilly because I want to save on my heating bill. So to play Dragon Age comfortably, I am now wearing fingerless gloves so I can keep my hands warm and still use my mouse and keyboard.
For a long time, I was really pestering you. Hey, you should get back on that Dragon Age train. I really want to see you, stream through that again. And you know what? I take it back. I don't want to see it anymore.
Take it back?
I do. I do, in fact, take it back. I no longer want that in my life.
It's unfortunate because you're about to get it in your life, my guy. You're not. I'm not going to stream it. Right now, I'm just enjoying it. But Jackson.
Thank God someone said my name.
Can we do the
Jackson?
Hi, welcome back to
I was
Losing the
losing power
Air.
there for
I'm
a minute.
Dan. Denim Man is Noah, and Jackson is Jackson.
I'm Jackson.
Jackson's also denim man, so I don't know where you're coming from with that.
Yeah,
true.
you're the one who I'm currently shaming for it. Jackson, I just kind of expect it from.
My denim vest is black, and it matches my black jeans, and I'm very
To be
happy.
fair, denim vests way less cool than denim jackets.
I would disagree only because if you adorn a denim vest with patches, as I have done, it elevates it up.
No, vests are never as cool as anything else.
Well, I would argue, but you seem very set in your ways, so I guess I
Jackson,
can.
like
Jackson,
vests.
which is worse, vests or bow ties?
It's just like you gave up on making a coat.
No, this is like sleeves cut off of a coat.
Then that you just broke a coat.
Jackson,
But
which is
I
worse?
would like you to answer, Dan. Like, yeah.
What's
your question, Dan?
Which is worse, vests or bow ties?
It's just like, the nice thing is, whenever people wear them both, if it's not in a tuxedo, I just know that they're a bad person. And not a bad person that they do bad things, but in that they don't know what it means to do good things. You know?
I mean, I don't, but I'm letting you go off. I'm curious. I want to hear where this went.
I don't really follow. I'm not going to lie.
I just kind of associate it with the people who are needlessly pedantic about everything and don't contribute to any conversation or friend group. You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, yeah, no, I do get that.
Yeah, no, I've been
I
there.
just feel like they're the vest and bow tie guys. I think if you have a tux on, a vest and bow tie is fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's part of the uniform.
Yeah, I'd prefer a regular tie over a bow tie, but if you're wearing things over the vest and the vest is a compliment, that's all right.
Yeah.
Also, because who am I to challenge the creation of tuxedos?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
You'd have to be a pretty bold
normal
guy to
person.
challenge the creation of a tuxedo.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, actually, fashion conventions, tuxedos are actually bad. You know, it's a bold claim, and I'm not ready to make that. And I really don't think that. I like tuxedos.
Tuxedos are pretty great.
Check my Twitter profile picture for me in a tuxedo.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Or in a suit, I don't know. I wore a tuxedo before. I think at my friend Kenny's wedding I did. I think I'm just wearing a suit in my profile picture, though. Let me think about it. Yeah, no, I'm just wearing a suit in my profile picture. But there's definitely pictures of me in tuxedos that exist. Because my friend Kenny's wedding, we were all upped up.
Nice.
But I was going to talk about earlier, because you said motorcycles. I was going to talk about driving.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I have opinions on this.
Yeah. So here's my driving take right now. It's bad weather. It's snowing currently. and it's gonna be snowing for the rest of the year and for the next half of the next year. So like drive normally. Like people, as soon as it snows or rains, they're like, "I'm sorry, I have to go 30 miles an hour now."
Yeah, that
on
is
the highway.
worst.
And the problem is that's way more dangerous than going the speed limit, because if normal people are driving the speed limit on a clear highway because it's plowed constantly, and you're going 30 miles an hour, and even if like snow's falling and they can't necessarily see you, like unless you have your brake actively engaged, you're going really slow and you're risking getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're never gonna be able to merge onto the highway unless you pick up speed, and then you're gonna get in accidents. That's why people get in accidents. Like if you're getting on the highway, just go fast. You're not gonna be pulled over for going 75 while merging onto the highway in a 65 mile an hour zone. Just slow down to the speed afterwards. But if you need to go faster to get on the highway, just go faster. People just be making dangerous situations, and then they just don't go the speed limit.
I know I'm like an exception case here, so I know you're not trying to call me out directly.
Did you do that?
I just started driving. Like I just got my license like in the last like 2 months.
All right.
So
Got the speed limit.
I am uncomfortable going above a certain speed on the highway, regardless of weather conditions.
Is it below the speed limit?
It is hovering gently around it at most.
If you go in the speed limit, there is nothing. Like I usually go around 5 over at least.
You're allowed to say you go over the speed limit. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I usually go 5 over at least. I've never gotten a speeding ticket before.
Yeah.
Never gotten pulled over for a traffic violation
you
before.
You go slow traffic, yeah.
Yeah, I go 5 over. If people are behind me though, I'll go to like 120. I don't care. It's because if someone's behind you going that fast, you're not gonna get pulled over. They are. Boom, life hack. Yeah, just go whatever you're comfortable with, as long as it's the speed limit or above. Don't go 60 and a 65. Just go 65.
I've definitely done 60 and a 65. No, I won't.
Don't.
Listen, I understand don't, but like I'm genuinely not comfortable enough all the time behind the wheel of all cars to want to go above like 60 in most like scenarios. I just don't.
I get that and I respect it. However,
I know I should go 65.
that means
yes, I understand.
you can't drive on the highway because it does become a safety hazard.
And you do get pulled over for that.
It does asterisk. I believe you're supposed to be within a 10 on either side, and as long as I'm not going 30 in a 65, I'm fine. And as long as I'm hugging the right lane, like obviously I'm not.
You're also like opening yourself up to people just tailgating you.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
I personally won't, but like if you're going 60 and they're going in a 65, they're gonna just tailgate the hell out of you.
Oh, fuck them. That
yeah, but you're telling me that wouldn't make you more uncomfortable?
No, actually, that doesn't bother me at all, because the way I always see it is, I mean, it's pretty obvious who's at fault in that scenario. Although that said,
I've been meaning to get in a car accident.
I've been meaning to get a dash cam literally since like the moment I got my license, because people be crazy. Everyone should own a
Sounds
dash
like
cam.
a coward move.
See, here's the thing about driving though. If you're in the camp of people are crazy out there, then the life hack you need is just you got to start being crazy out there. Because let me tell you, when you're crazy out there, everything's like, wow, people are normal out here and driving's fun.
I don't like the idea of the reaction to people be out here doing some dumb shit is we should be doing some dumb shit.
I mean, don't like cut people off and like perform traffic violations. But like, I think a lot of times when people are like, oh, these people are going crazy out here, they're like going 45 and a 55 and someone passes them. They're like, oh, insane. Like, nah, man, I'm going to pass you.
No, that's fine.
But that's even worse. So not on the highway. The highway is like manageable because you can just pass easily.
Yeah.
But when it's like a road that's like a 55, like a little town highway kind of thing, a route of sorts, and you can't pass on the double lines, and you need to wait for like the dotted lines, and people will still go 10, 15 miles an hour under the speed limit. And you're like, you could just not do that because now you have a line of 10 cars behind you, all of them wanting to pass you. And then even worse are the absolute cretins who speed up when you get next to them to pass them. They're like, oh, I'm going slow. I need to speed up now. Like, do you want me to die? And then you pass them at like 90 miles an hour because they keep speeding up. And then they look at you like you're crazy. Like, yes, I had to pass you at 90 miles an hour because you kept speeding up.
Yeah,
and then they tailgate you, and you're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
and
no,
then
I hate
because
that.
they tailgate you,
But
you just go faster.
I will admit, I am guilty of doing that from time to time because usually it'll be people are passing me. I'm like, "How dare you pass me?" And then I'm like, "Oh, shoot, I'm driving too slow."
On the highway, you can do that, but on a road where they are actively risking a head-on collision, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just let them pass you and then speed up because they're obviously going faster than you anyway. And if you have to pass them, you got to pass them.
Speaking of dying,
traffic rules make me mad.
Speaking of dying on the road. I put out a tweet today about wanting my remains yeeted into space.
Sure.
How do you guys feel about Have we talked about different burial
Space?
methods? No, different burial methods. I want to say we have, but I don't think we did it on the podcast.
I don't think we have ever, but I want to be
Okay.
burned.
I don't think we have.
Okay, like
Um,
because I know plenty of people who want to be cremated. I know plenty of people who want like to be buried. Like I'm just curious where you guys are
Eaten by
standing.
bears.
Yeah, but what do they do with the leftovers? Feed the rest of the bears?
Get better bears.
Yeah, why not?
Fair. All
If
right.
the
fair.
bears won't eat the bones, then you need better
What
bears.
kind of bears
than
are
that.
they even?
The big ones? I don't know. Bear in the Big Blue House? Him?
Do you think he would eat your
Welcome,
bones?
welcome.
I absolutely believe he would
He
crunch
would
my
100%
bones.
eat your bones. No, that's fair. That's super
And the
fair.
little mouse would be like, wow. You know what I'm talking about. If
No,
you know,
I'm,
you know.
I'm here for it. I agree with you.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I know a guy who was, well, I don't know him. His brother comes into where I work frequently. When he died, he was buried at the four corners of the Broncos Stadium in Denver.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Not allowed to do that by any means, but he knew the security guards.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
super cool,
Yeah, he
actually.
knew the security guards, and they let his brothers do it before a game.
I
before they
assume,
played
I assume
Cleveland.
he was like cremated and like his ashes were put there. Not like,
Yes, they did not-
They didn't cut his body into fourths.
Yes, each one of his four brothers held a quadrant. They hung drawn and quartered him, and then each one of his brothers held a quarter and drug it out, and with a shovel buried it
yeah.
on the
Okay,
field.
so I'm gonna be honest. When you said buried, I did not imagine a quadrant of a man. I imagined that they ran him through like a wood chipper and had like
No, that's so much worse.
a vase full of him. And they
No, that's
buried
a
that.
thousand times
They waited by
worse.
four?
It is far, far worse.
No,
But-
please.
But that's what I imagined.
Yeah, well, this was in like the 80s though, so I think it was before they had a turf field there. So I think he was actually buried, not just sprinkled.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure though.
That's cool.
I think it'd be neat to have my ashes scattered on like Lake Erie too. That'd be fun.
I could definitely see like wanting to scatter my ashes somewhere. I don't know where I would want them scattered that it would be important enough to me, if that makes sense.
Disney World. That way, I get to be there and just be a smudge on their reputation for the rest of eternity.
That was
Guys, speaking of Disney,
go for it.
I obviously would never pay money to see a Disney movie in theaters because I don't hate the world. But I want to see Frozen 2.
I'm curious as to how it's gonna go.
It's the most I wanted to see a Disney movie in my entire memory, just because I really liked Frozen 1.
Yeah, no, super fair. Honestly, I can respect that.
And
probably will end up seeing it.
I think it's about 3/4 or about 25% because the movie was actually pretty fun, about 25% because the movie was really pretty and well made, and then 50% because I just want to see them naked.
You just want to see what?
No, you heard him.
Nah.
No, you heard him.
Yeah,
No,
you heard me. I said it.
Jackson,
Yeah,
you don't have to go see the movie for that.
I know, but like it's canon.
That's fair. Okay.
I
Wait,
just get to see them. And be like, wow, these guys are cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
need to roll back.
Nope.
And
no,
make
you
sure
don't. You
you
don't want to
said-
do this.
Nope,
No, don't do it, Noah.
you don't want to do that, Noah. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't want to do that.
He said exactly the thing you think he said.
Yeah, if you think I said it and you think maybe I shouldn't have, then that's what I said.
Yes.
Okay, I think you said it. I think you shouldn't have. And I just want to clarify that occurs in Frozen 2.
No,
No, I don't
obviously it
think
does
it
not
does.
occur in Frozen 2, Noah.
That's
No,
what
but
I
it's just
got
like-
confused
Jackson's
by.
just a
That
Jackson's just a,
just-
a fucking monster.
well, I just think they're dope characters.
Uh-huh,
I just think they're fun. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not
I
disagreeing
also think
with
that
you.
if you like picture them together in any sense, you're disgusting and gross
That's fair.
because like they're literally biological siblings.
I
and
mean,
you're
that
gross.
does not, it's 2019, that stops nobody.
You know, I have some weird news for you, Dan.
Mhm.
Because believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
we actually live in a time period where incest is like the most marginalized.
Yeah,
So 2019, it stops a lot of people.
yeah, no, that's
Some
fair.
people don't care, but there was times in history when everyone was like, "Nice."
Nice. You know what?
So
As somebody with a lot of siblings, that freaks me out. That freaks
no,
me
it's
out
weird.
that that was just this thing that was fine. It was fine. Don't worry
okay, to
about
be
it.
fair, it wasn't a normal thing.
It wasn't an uncommon
It wasn't
thing, though.
a peasant family like let's hang out. Like it was a upper class aristocracy type thing in order to do whatever they were doing that was weird.
Yeah, bloodline shit.
Bloodlines shit.
Bloodline shit.
Guys, by the time this episode comes out, Pokemon Sword and Shield will not be out, but it'll almost be out.
Yep, that is correct. People
and
have
I think I'm gonna
strong
stream it.
feelings. Oh,
So
you
I
got
think I
it.
will actually be making a return to. I didn't got it yet, but I'll just go buy it. But I'm gonna make a return to the streaming for like a little bit, maybe like a week or two, just to do Pokemon Sword and Shield. It just seems like fun. It's been a long time since I played Pokemon. I haven't played it since I streamed, and I haven't really I don't know anything about the games. I don't have any spoilers. I've been like keeping them muted, keeping them blocked. So I'm going into it pretty blind, and I'm pretty excited for it. I think it'll actually be a good time.
Oh, nice.
Nice little callback, nice little, for old time's sake on Twitch.
Yeah.
That'll actually be really fun, dude.
I don't think it will, but I'm going to do it.
Okay, well, whatever it is, I think that's going to be really cool. How's that?
It's interesting. And I just wanted to play it, and I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to play it, I might as well see if people want to be along for the ride. That used to be along for all the rides. I don't know when I'll have time.
Yeah, with all that free time you have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have plenty of free time. It's a matter of, making it at a convenient time for people.
Well, and also, I mean, I don't know about you, but like my big thing with streaming and also with certain games and also with certain other things in my life is that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to sit down and have to do it for a couple of hours, and that's a commitment, and I don't like that.
See, I never had that problem because I would just be like, you're doing this for 5 hours today, and then bada bing, bada boom, you do it for 5 hours.
Fair enough.
And it kind of sucks towards the end, but you do it. All right, so you may hear me sipping and doing the thing I do after I sip, where I go.
Is it time?
It's time.
It is time.
Oh my gosh! Finally, a new beer corner. My favorite.
A new beer corner, something we haven't done in a little while.
We really have.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been sparse just because we've been recording like Sunday nights, and like I usually work, get out of work, and then come record. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
because of Pennsylvania's liquor laws, it's really hard to find beer at that time.
Yep.
And whenever you can, it's at like gas stations, and there's never anything neat.
Yep.
And today I actually I had to save this beer.
You hung on to it
Because
just
this
for
is
us.
the 6th one. This is the last one out of the 6-pack.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
That one's always the most
good.
sacred of all beers.
They've done it again, I can say, with a satisfaction. They've absolutely done it again.
They being
And by they being Abita Brewing.
we're back on Abita's.
El Clasico Abita Brewing out of Abita Springs, Louisiana. Today I'm drinking, this is a summer beer. I think Wegmans probably was just like, this is some of the last that they have for the season. It is seriously wheat. Seriously. There's no I, it's just Cirrusly. Sirius like the cloud, Sirius, it's a pun.
like
It's kind
the
of a weak
snake.
pun, honestly. I give the name a bad rating. But the rest of the beer is great. Seriously wheat. It is a hazy wheat ale. So it's kind of like it's like a Hefeweizen. So it's like an unfiltered. I don't know if it's unfiltered or not. It's hazy, so I'm thinking. But it's a wheat beer, and it's really good. Imagine like it's kind of hard for me to think of like a big name Hefeweizen. If you're in Texas, Live Oak made a big Hefeweizen that you can get everywhere in Austin. It's like imagine a Blue Moon that just like works out.
Yeah.
Although this one does not have any actual like fruit in it. It's got from like the hops and the wheat and everything and the oat and stuff that they use. It does have like citrusy, like tropical kind of things going for it, but it's not like directly. Sorry, my mom was talking.
You're good.
It is not like it's good, and it's hazy, but it's not overly fruity. It's definitely like wheat forward. I haven't ever poured any of them out. Maybe I should have done that before I drank all of them. But I'm looking in the bottle here, and it's definitely pretty cloudy. So I imagine it's like an amber kind of color, like a very light gold almost. Yeah, it's one of my favorite beer types that I think is often overlooked. Really, the only big ones I can think of are foreign. Outside of Live Oak, which is like a Texas-only thing, I can think of Paulaner, which is a big German one, and Weinstefana, which is another big German one.
Well, there we go. A bunch of foreign beers.
Wait, are you guys familiar with them at all, the Hefeweizens?
I am not. No one might be, but I certainly am not.
No, I'm not either.
It's one of those things where I think it goes back to the problem I was talking about, that I talk about frequently, not that I was talking about today, but the whole like the craft beer scene being like, yep, we've just settled on IPAs. That's the pinnacle. That's it.
Yeah.
No more. You really don't get that. It is something you can see. There are some local ones. There's one out of Westlake, Ohio called Blood Brewed, which is an orange, a blood orange Hefeweizen. It's a fun beer to say, but it's also like, it unfortunately is forgotten because every single craft brewery ever is like, we're just doing IPAs now. Sorry.
Which is very unfortunate.
It really is. Wow, don't like that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you have two options. You have, we only do IPAs or we only do ciders.
Say again? Sorry. You cut out a little bit on me.
There's only IPAs and there's only ciders. Like there's no
I mean,
good.
I'm fine with half of those things.
Yeah, but like there should be more variety.
Oh, that I agree with. But I mean, listen, if I'm gonna be stuck with one thing, I can be stuck with half things that I like. You know?
Yeah. It's just
Is that
it's just
selfish?
a shame. You can definitely find them. I mean, I obviously did, and that's kind of I think one of the things that draws me towards Abita is that they don't really overplay the IPAs. Sorry, I'm burping because I drank like half this beer in like 2 minutes.
Like an adult.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have any IPAs. They
do.
probably do.
I found one.
I haven't ever had any. They have the Abita Amber's like their flagship beer. Andy Gator's a big one. I don't know if Andy Gator's an IPA. It might be. Who knows? And then they've got Purple Haze is another one of their flagship like big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Who could forget Subtlety and Seriously Wheat? It's they have a lot of beers that you'll see by them that are not IPAs, like Turbo Dog. And I appreciate that from the brewery, and I think that's what draws me to them so often.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that I visited it twice.
Well, there you go.
Speaking of visiting breweries, so I've been thinking about doing something over spring break.
Mm-hmm.
Something cheap, like because I don't, I'm not trying to spend like thousands of dollars on like hotels and airfare and all that stuff. Probably just like fly into. I'm kind of thinking either like New Orleans or Austin and just like stay with a friend.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, just kind of get out of the area for a week, especially at that time of the year. It'll be nice.
Mm-hmm. I personally think that's a fantastic idea. Something I would love to do.
What are you doing over the week of spring break?
When is spring break? I guess would be the better question.
Well, I have no idea.
If it's in March, I'm driving from Seattle to Erie because my drive time got changed from January to March.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if that's spring break, I'll do that instead. Noah, can I drive with you?
You'd have to ask Nina. I don't know if we'll have room in the car.
Me just inviting myself on road trips. What if I just drive separate? What if I wakeboard?
I love the idea of you driving next to us the whole time and then just like motion, like doing
Just
the
waving.
phone call motion at me. And and me answering the phone and being like, "What?" You're like, "Bro, isn't this the coolest? We're like on a road trip." And I'm just like,
I totally would do that though.
I had there was a plan going around, and I wish it had not fallen through, but people weren't able to make it happen.
Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to cut you off,
okay.
but I totally am. When you said there's a plane going around, I thought you said there was a plane going around, and I wish it hadn't fallen, and I was really worried. I was like, "What happened?" And then you're like, then I realized it was planned, and I was
It was
like,
planned. Yeah.
I was like, no one got hit by a plane. Okay, continue.
In my final semester of college, a bunch of my friends and I were all planning on going out to LA because film majors and also because LA program that my school was doing. And there was a plan that was being put together, and unfortunately, like some of the big people who were like putting it together ended up not being able to go because of stuff. But the plan was to get, no joke, like 7 or 8 people, or 7 or 8 vehicles and caravan our way across.
Caravans.
And God, that sounded like a good time. Like, just let people swap out what car they're riding in. Everyone's stuff goes in like a couple of specific cars so that like those cars are always like where your stuff is. Like, stop at a bunch of like major cities along the way. It would have been like a full week of travel. It would have been a blast. And someday I'd still love to do something like that. But God, what a cool idea.
I have caravanned before.
Have you? What was your experience like? Do tell.
So this is actually it was years ago. And Noah wasn't part of the caravan, but I believe Noah was at the destination. Noah, this was when our youth group went to Orlando. Do you remember that?
you know what? I missed that one.
All right, good. Because I hated you then. No.
I was gonna say, is it good
and then
because
now
then
here
you
we
get
are,
to,
and still
tell
hates
the
you, so it's
story?
fine.
No, the story is basically the brothers who Noah and I have talked about our history with several times on the podcast, who I'm not going to name, but the brothers. They were going down in the trip, and I was going on the trip, and my parents were going down as well, but they were like, "Oh, we're going to drive, we're not going to fly." And their parents were like, "We're going to drive, we're not going to fly." So we had the novel idea of being like, wait, what if the kids, we just drove with the parents, and we caravanned? And we did, and it was underwhelming, not going to lie.
Aw.
That's the whole story.
Well, how old were you at the time?
Like 16.
I feel like caravanning would be more fun as you hit like over 21, and not even
When
just
you're old
because
enough to
drinks,
have
just
a
because
road
like
beer. Am I right?
But no, not even. Not even what I'm saying. I just think that like it's a different feel. I feel like it would be the older you get.
Yeah, and but also I think like sure there definitely could have been more optimal things to have happened, but it's also like I don't know that like the system doesn't work super well because you basically just like hang out for like 20 minutes or whatever at a rest stop or at like a restaurant, you for like an hour or so, and then you get back in cars and drive for several hours.
That's fair.
And it's just kind of like when you're driving, you can't really like you can like text each other or whatever or like call each other, but like you'd rather just like blare some tunes or something, you know?
Yeah, that's super fair.
You just kind of want to blast life as a highway for the entire trip because
Yeah, exactly.
isn't life a highway when it all comes
Life
down to
is
it?
a highway. But yeah, so that was my experience. I think it was kind of underwhelming.
I feel like I had something I wanted to bring up, and now for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was.
Was it Life is a Highway?
No.
Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I do hate that song.
Yo,
do
no,
you
no,
really?
me too.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
you like it, Dan? I'm
I
sorry.
don't dislike it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. Like, it's fine.
I find it to be annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my children will never be allowed to watch the movie Cars
That'll do it.
I mean, for other reasons than that song,
for
though.
many reasons.
There's
but
plenty
also
of
that
reasons
song.
not to let a kid watch Cars.
Yeah, no, it's they're never watching it until they can tell me, until they can read like I don't know, like Crime and Punishment, something big and weighty. Until they can read and comprehend Crime and Punishment, my kids will not be allowed to watch Cars. Because I want them to see it for the first time when it's something that's totally beneath them on an intellectual level. They'll never become obsessed with it and ruin my life for years. Because I've seen so many of my friends that are parents have their lives uprooted by the film Cars.
Just destroyed.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like that bad?
Oh,
destroyed.
absolutely. It's the most weirdly magnetic thing in the world to boys the age of 5. And
No,
probably
yeah, I get that.
probably like 2 and up, honestly. You show them Cars once and they're hooked. And they'll just watch it over and over and over again. And I don't know why, but that particular movie is somewhat universal. So, never.
There's a lot of kids who behave poorly at work that will behave better when their parents pull their phone out and put on Cars. And Cars is always the go-to.
I know. It's weird. The movie's like 15 years old and bad.
Ooh, First Cars isn't bad.
I think it is.
I don't know, man. I've seen the first few minutes of the first Cars a lot recently.
It's a drug
And
to children, and I don't know
Douchebag
how.
McQueen is still a douchebag, and he has
Yeah.
minimal character development over all 3 movies.
I really don't know if you're remembering the first movie properly, because the whole point is that he becomes a better person. Like, that's
No,
the whole...
I get that. But then you know what happens in the next movie?
Oh, no.
He's back
the
to
next
being
movie, Ass
douchebag
Garbage.
McQueen.
No.
And then the
Movie
third
two?
movie, you know what he's back to being?
What?
Douchebag
No.
McQueen.
Oh,
I would agree the series as a whole, no bueno. First movie is a solid movie, in my opinion.
It's an okay movie.
I think it is a perfectly fine movie about anthropomorphized cars.
See,
I feel like
I was down to agree
I've had
with
to
you
deal with-
until you said that.
I was down to disagree with you until you said that.
Now you're more on board.
Aeromorphs.
Arrow, I would watch that.
Aeromorphs?
I'd
They
read that
made
book.
planes.
Yeah, but that movie's garbage too. So
Also, Dan, you do know what aeromorphs are, right?
I can only assume it's exactly what it sounds like. I feel like this is something that I'm going to
Oh,
feel very
no.
stupid for.
No, you're not. You'd only feel stupid if you did know.
Okay, yeah, no,
Dude,
it's exactly what I
would you
expected it to
not-
be. No, yeah, okay, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm good now.
Noah, because I know you haven't looked it up, it's a sexualized anthropomorphic
Oh, no.
planes.
I know what
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, I knew it. I respect Noah because of that.
Do
I'm
you
glad.
And you guys were shaming me for saying I wanted to see Elsa naked.
see?
I didn't say I partook of this. I said I knew what it was.
You
was gonna say-
drank of the nectar, which means you entered the realm.
I don't know that
Dang.
I agree with that. I feel like he just knows the realm exists. That's not the same
By
thing.
knowing what aeromorphs were before I brought them up, Noah has clearly sipped some nectar.
I can't remember who it was. It was Dave. It was definitely Dave.
Of course, it was
because
Dave.
It was battleships. He was talking about battleships.
Kantai collection?
And he was complaining that when you're looking for aeromorphs, there's an uncomfortable number of Nazi warplanes.
That is
Yeah,
unsurprising.
there really is.
That is
It's weird.
Actually,
unsurprising.
no. That also might have just been Jackson. That just might be early episode content bleeding into now. Because that sounds familiar.
That sounds right. That sounds like something I definitely talked about at one point in time. We used to talk about some weird stuff. Let's start talking about weird stuff again.
Why did we move away from talking about weird stuff? That's
think
what I
we-
want to know.
Started to become respectable. And for the life of
No.
me, I don't know why.
I don't think we did, though.
I feel like
I think we may have subconsciously thought we became respectable, but I don't think for a second that we actually did it.
Oh, no. I'll agree with that.
I would agree with that, yeah. And I feel like we became more aware that there are actually people like aware of what we're doing here, and I feel like that is really what made us tone ourselves back. Like I was
guess
fine
that's-
talking about my the horrible things I've said and done when I thought no one was listening, but now I'm aware that people are in fact listening, and that people are going to continue listening.
Unfortunate, really.
So-
But I respect it.
Why? Why did no? I don't respect it. I don't respect our listeners. Hot take.
Well, now that
And now we have-
I'm missing
now
one of
that
my
we-
podcast hosts,
You know.
Jackson, who should we replace the dead one with?
Emma. It's Emma.
I don't want to bring in the robot.
It's
Did
all-
we have the robot? Did we ever make up that robot we were gonna do?
The robot.
The
Dan?
robot? I don't think we ever actually
Yeah.
got the robot.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. You think we could get like a partnership from like GNC, and we could bring in like a fitness buff who would just like derail whatever we were talking about to talk about like supplements instead?
That would be amazing.
That'd be a pretty good co-host.
I love the idea of having a co-host that just actively sabotages everything and turns the conversation to themselves no matter what's going on. I really would love to
Wait,
experience
no, that would
that.
suck. Wait, no, that would suck because then they would take the conversation away from me, and that's where it's supposed to be.
Exactly. I mean, there's one person here that we're talking about, and you better
Yeah.
believe that it's not Fitness Buff Wolfpack.
Guys, please do yourself a favor. I don't know if it'll be out when this episode comes out, but if you're a Patreon member, and if you're not a patron, you should become one just for this content. Noah and I did some bonus content where we played Monster Prom. Oh boy, is it good. I'm not going to spoil it, but oh boy, is it good.
Monster Prom's just a good game.
It is, and I think my vocal chops came to play, and I was real life bold.
You were.
It's good. It's very much worth watching. Oh, Abita Brewing. How you've done it again. You know what, Noah? If you're not going to Seattle over spring break, you should go to New Orleans with me. And Dan, you should go to New Orleans with me. And we'll go to Abita Brewing and we'll do an episode there.
Honest to God, depending on where I'm at around spring break, I'm not against it. You arrange something to happen over a weekend, I'm here for it. Well, or rather, I'm there for it, I suppose.
I might be able to try that. I'm gonna try. We'll see.
This,
We
I
have
don't
to
want
get them to agree to that
asterisk.
happening.
This is not a binding agreement. If the
It's
audience
a binding
ever expects
agreement.
anything from us, please don't. It's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is we had to get the brewery to be like, yeah, you can do that.
I feel like they'd be a bit more down with it than we would
I
expect.
think they would be. I mean, I've reviewed so many of their beers favorably and have been there several times and love it.
Mhm.
They can't be like, this guy's not in. I'm totally in.
I feel like we don't even have to record it inside the building. We can do what you've been doing and record in a parking lot, or what you had been
That's
doing.
true. They also have a nice little like outdoor area.
Aw.
I think it could be fun. It could be a good time. And we could get McCain in here
There we
because
go.
it's where he lives.
It is where he
So we
lives.
could get a real life McCain episode.
Yeah, Jackson and I have never met in real life, so that would be good times.
Neither have I.
Oh, you're right.
I've
Dan
never met
can't go.
Jackson either. I'm pretty excited about it.
It's true. I'm the greatest.
Well, now I'm less excited, so that's cool.
Yeah, I would be scared too to meet someone as cool as me. It's probably intimidating to be like, wow, this is the coolest person of all time, and I'm interacting with them in real life.
I'm just gonna let this
That's
keep
why people
happening.
don't talk to me in real life. They're probably scared.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
That's got to be it. It's got to be the intimidation. It can't be any other reason. So in other news, someone was telling me about this stuff called deodorant the other day.
Called what?
Called what?
It's called deodorant. Yeah.
Whack.
Fucking disgusting. Who even
Yeah,
uses
it's
that
weird.
anymore?
I didn't even know what it was. But anyway, yeah, there's no way that people will ignore me because I'm not cool. It's got to be because I'm too cool.
So I went out this past week. Dave was Dave's
Right past that.
Can you just about me
Dave's
again?
library was hosting like this little mini local con thing, and I went
Okay.
out to be supportive because I'm a good friend. When I was there, I got to meet, and I'm blanking on their name right now, but give me one quick second.
Oh, that was
Butch
Butch.
Hartman.
Butch Hartman, a stand-up
not-
man.
I did not eat that.
Mm?
Well, an interesting man.
Mm?
My personal favorite thing is when he was talking about how swearing was what is bad for families, so he wanted to create an entire TV station that edited all its content to be family friendly.
I got to meet Chris O'Neill, who wrote a book.
Yeah, ONG.
Who wrote a book, well, an RPG called Kobolds Ate My Baby. It is what it like came up in like one of the other podcasts I listened to a while back, like forever ago, and it showed up, and it is one of the most ridiculous things. And Noah, whenever I see you next, I'm gonna grab you and like Dave, and we're gonna play it. It is the entire pretense is that everyone plays as kobolds, and
Your job is to eat a baby?
the goal is to eat as much as you can, and the central challenge of the game is that the problem is that kobolds are endlessly hungry, and other kobolds taste exactly like chicken.
Oh.
That's fun. You know
It
what my
is-
favorite kind of game is, though?
Ridiculous.
I do love silly RPGs like Munchkin style stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
It is
do
kind of
love
in that
Munchkin.
same broad strokes genre. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like it's literally the same, but it's like a parody kind of of RPGs. It's like a satire. I love hidden role games.
Hidden role
Are you
games.
guys familiar? Like like Mafia, Werewolf.
I was about to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I love
very
them.
good time.
I think that if I had a talent, if someone was like, gun to your head, what are you gonna do to save your life? What do you have to win to save your life? I'd pick a hidden role game.
Have you ever
I-
played Secret Hitler?
I haven't, but I'd love to.
It's a very good game. If
I've
we
heard-
are
I've heard
ever
very
all
good
in
things about
person
it.
together, we will do that because it is
I
so much
just-
fun.
I will
I'm not
only
gonna lie
play
to
that
you
game
guys.
in person.
When I play hidden role games, I am the slimiest bastard. Like you think you're like, man, I played with some slime. No, like you don't understand. I am something inside of my brain triggers, like it just flips, and I'm like, it's slime time, baby. That's all. I don't know why, but like it just I love it. It's so good. Just get real grimy.
No,
Just get real dirty.
See, I am a huge fan of Ultimate Werewolf, and I'm a huge fan of Town of Salem, were the two that I really enjoy. And then Secret Hitler I enjoy, but I can only enjoy it in person because if I'm stuck doing it through the internet, I get a lot. What's the nice way to saltier? I get a lot saltier through the internet than I do in person.
I don't like them over the internet because it's just so
It's so much harder to read
so
people
much of
over
it
the
is
internet.
body language and like eye contact and just slime.
Yeah.
And you can't slime through a keyboard as well.
No, you can't.
Oh man, I love them. They're so much fun. There's a lot of good ones too. Definitely Secret Hitler is on my list to play. If you don't know what that game is, it's like I don't know the specifics, but like you have two parties. You have the fascists and you have the liberals, and like they have to like pass laws or rules, and then like if the fascists pass like all the fascist laws, they win, and if the liberals pass all the liberal laws, they win.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's like much harder like to win by the liberal side because like I don't, there's like rules that make it. And one of the fascists is secretly Hitler, as the name implies.
I mean, that's the summary of it. Yeah, and like it, depending on the number of players, it makes or breaks how easy it is. Essentially, like if you only have like 5 players, it's super easy for the fascists to win. If you but if you have like 7 or 8, it becomes a really balanced game and a ton of fun.
The crew that we played it with
Was a blast.
Amazing.
Yeah, we played it while we were at PAX. We played it back at the Airbnb, and what a blast! I had a great time with them for that.
My favorite was when Circe started just yelling because inevitably when he started getting really angry and passionate, he was not a bad guy. And he was just
that's the thing.
desperately trying to get everything under control.
And the problem with Circe is that it is very hard to take him seriously when he is yelling about things.
Yeah.
It's real difficult. No, Circe yelling is the funniest thing. We should get him on at some point. He'd be a trip.
He would be a trip. One of these days.
Someday.
Days.
I have so many friends that I would love to bring on.
Days.
Just because dumb bullshit. Because dumb bullshit, and I have so many people who are weirdly like good at and like knowledgeable about weirdly specific things.
Yeah, all my friends are boring.
I mean, all my friends are also boring, but some of them have really interesting, specific like areas of expertise.
All right, guys. So I need some input on something here.
Okay.
What you got? What you got?
So lately, I my facial hair is growing quite. There's a lot of it there. So in order to make it so I can eat food without eating my own facial hair, I've been curling my mustache to avoid eating it.
Fantastic.
Is that a good thing or is that a tooly thing to do?
See, I think it's a cool thing because I wish I could grow a mustache that was nice enough that I could curl it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay. So
just do it. Do what makes you happy. I'm not gonna have an opinion on that one.
What makes me happy is knowing that the judgment of the masses lies on my side, so that I can be eternally right in all my opinions and things I do.
I mean, that's fair. But hear me out. What if you just decide that you were never going to be right and just give up?
No, because I'm always right.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was confused.
I just need to validate that rightness.
Got it.
Yeah, so that the only problem is being able to validate that I'm correct.
Okay, I get you. I'm here for it.
All right, so I'm gonna put a picture in the Discord right now. I'm me sitting at my desk, curling my mustache, so you guys can view and let me know what the thoughts are.
Okay.
Okay, so I made a tooly face for it too.
Oh,
It'll
fantastic.
be pretty good. Here you go, lads. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Tooliest face, but I do love it.
Yeah, I was kind of going for like a ho ho.
I think I would like it almost more if it was by itself. Like I think
Really?
I think if you had it without the beard, I would actually like it a lot more.
Oh, but then my face would be much colder.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like it.
Also,
I
it
like
bugs
it
me
as
that
is.
you and I grow like a very similar like type of beard. That bothers me on some level.
I think, Dan, I hate to break it to you, but that means we all grow a similar type of beard.
No, that's fine.
What if I
No, I
told
don't
you-
care about your types of beard.
Wow. Okay.
Unlucky.
But Jackson and I grow like the exact same thing.
I think beards is all the same.
That's not true. There's definitely better beards and there's worse beards.
Beards is all the same.
Hashtag not all beards.
It's just like warm face
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, definitely that and not appearance style thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, I also usually use like product and stuff in my beard,
Same.
but I don't right now because it's 9:20 on a Sunday night.
Yeah, no. That's
I ain't
super fair.
going nowhere.
No, I usually use product whenever I actually have to go anywhere besides
Gross.
work. Because fuck, I don't care enough about the people at work to want to look pretty for them.
I want my beard to be healthy, so I oil it every day.
I should oil
Same.
mine.
Yeah,
I should oil mine
balm that I
every day.
use in the mornings after the shower, and then oil that I use throughout the day.
See, what I'll do is after I shower, I oil it and then I blow dry it.
Oh, I blow dry it.
Mhm.
But I only put oil in when I like actually
Honestly,
have something going on.
That's probably the most pretentious thing I've ever done with my life is blow dry my beard.
No,
I
no,
don't
fuck
blow
that.
dry.
No.
But
don't
I
have a
did it
blow dryer.
today to get the curl out so it's nice and straight, and I
Blow
really
drying
like it.
your hair will never look better than when you blow dry it. At least in my experience.
You're not wrong.
Like my hair looks like butt most of the time, but at least when I
That's
blow dry it,
accurate.
it has like a fuck off. It has like a fullness to it. Fucking, what do you know about my hair? You don't know shit.
I do.
It's true. I know about Jackson's hair. I cut Jackson's hair.
It's true. He did,
I was just like, snip, snip, go to a wedding. And he did.
and then I went. Ugh, I'm kind of tired after drinking this beer.
That's valid. I kind of feel in the same boat after knocking back this Guinness.
Also,
Jeff bought Guinness because did I tell you
Respectable.
that he went to Ireland?
You did
No.
not. What?
Oh yeah, Jeff and his wife went to Ireland. Had a great
Gross.
good.
time, and he went to the Guinness place and
St.
learned
James Gate.
how to. Actually, there's a fun story about the Guinness plant. They are renting the land they are on. Okay,
Huh.
Nice.
on
And
a
have they just been doing that for
locked-in.
hundreds of years?
They are in a locked-in lease from when they were founded. Y'all know when Guinness was founded?
1786, 1773,
1759.
56. Oh, okay.
Since 1759, they have been at this location with a locked-in lease for the next, I don't remember how many 100 years, he told me.
That's
Do they pay the lease owners any more than their share?
No, they pay
Come
the
on.
same
Give
rent
them at least a couple $100 more or
that
something.
they have paid forever.
huh.
Honestly, I think
Come
that's the
on.
funniest thing,
Give them at least toss them a couple quid, as they say,
as they say.
over in Europe. Yeah, that's exciting though. Going to St.
That's
James
super
Gate
cool.
in Dublin.
I'm very jealous.
Yeah, I'd like to travel internationally. Actually, I was thinking about trying to go to China forever. Tomorrow, I'm leaving. See ya.
Bye, buddy. Do some
Oh,
video.
wait a
Get
minute.
some.
The lease is no longer in effect because the brewery was bought out when it expanded beyond the original 4-acre site. But Arthur Guinness signed a 9,000-year lease for £45 a year.
That's hysterical.
9,000-year lease.
That's actually sick as hell. They let
That's
my man sign a 9,000-year lease.
that's amazing.
Can you imagine
Did-
being
did-
so confident in yourself that you're like, yeah, I'm going to sign a 9,000-year lease?
I feel like that's one of
Actually,
those.
never
well,
mind.
either I'm gonna make it or I'm gonna die. Like that's one of those situations.
That's the thing, dude. I'm sure somewhere in that lease, there's a clause saying your kids are paying that forever.
But
which is
to be
the
fair, 45 pounds a
biggest
month
boomer
eventually.
energy,
No,
if we're
45
being
pounds
honest.
a year is what Noah said.
Oh yeah, it's true. 45 pounds a year. After like 20 years, that would have been like fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious as to how much that was worth, like with inflation.
Probably look it up.
No, I'm good.
Um,
So as I was saying, I'm fairly tired because I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. Had to wake up early to watch the League of Legends World Finals.
how'd that go? I saw you tweeting about it.
Hilarious disappointment, but also kind of fun. I'm not even mad.
Oh, real
So
quick,
the-
the inflation calculator, 45 pounds in 1759 is 7,695 pounds in 2018,
Still super
which is
cheap.
it's still super cheap, but I feel like Brexit may have affected that.
Even
Yeah,
then,
that's for
that's
7,000
still
pounds in 1770 or 56. Yeah, $7,000 a year for rent is pretty hefty, but for a business,
7,000 a year is nothing.
It's
I mean,
it's really not.
it depends on where you're at, but I think in like rural Ireland, that's probably pretty hefty.
Wild.
At the time, it was 171 pounds a year, which
Is
no,
much
I'm sorry.
more. And
well, it's no wait.
no, did you do any research on this before you told this story?
No,
'Cause
I'm,
all your
I'm
facts are
smoking
wrong.
mad crack right now. I'm sorry. At the time, the equivalent is one of their pounds is 171 of ours
Okay, so yeah.
So-
Oh, our pounds or our dollars?
pounds.
Okay, 'cause
Yeah.
that's an important distinction because 7,000 pounds a year is really more like $10,000 or $12,000 a year.
Yeah.
But anyway, the League of Legends World Finals, hilarious disappointment. The favorites. I mean, neither team was like slated to be like an absolute like monster over the other, but the team that was pretty much predicted to win on every site and everywhere that had better chances in a hometown crowd got blown out 3-0
Ha!
by a Chinese team of rookies.
Ha ha ha.
Amazing.
And it's whatever. It's sports. Upsets
that
happen
your
all the time.
tweet about they're choking even harder than the other team to just prove they're better than them at everything?
Well, okay, so to get there, there's a team called SK Telecom, which has won 3 world championships, which is 3 times more than anyone else. And yeah, so they're by far like the greatest dynasty of sorts. And they were in the semifinals this year against this team G2, who is the European like super team. And G2 beat them 3-1 pretty handily, outplayed them on every facet, and like beat this like dynasty. And everyone was like, "Whoa, like maybe they really are better than them," because they beat them earlier in the year too at the midseason invitational. So everyone was like, "Wow, maybe they really are better than them." And then in royal fashion, G2 totally choked against this Chinese team and lost 3-0.
Beautiful.
But
Absolutely
the
beautiful.
Chinese team, they're still like incredibly talented. Like it's not like they were like, it was probably like a 45-55 or maybe 40-60. It wasn't like it could have gone either way, but it was just a disappointment because they were on home soil. But here's the conspiracy theories though.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little part of me that's kind of like match fix, because so there are. This is on my Twitter. A couple conspiracy theories. The first is that Riot Games that makes League of Legends, the song that they created for Worlds 2019 is called Phoenix. The team that won was a first time entrant that was the first seed from China called Fun Plus Phoenix.
Okay.
That's nothing even similar has ever happened before. It's never been like the song has the same name as the team. The song literally had the same name as the team that ended up winning.
That's sus.
In an upset victory. They're from a Chinese region when the company Tencent owns Riot Games at this point in time. They have a majority share in the company, Chinese company. And Riot is releasing 2 mobile games in this upcoming year, both the Teamfight Tactics mobile version and Wild Rift, which is a version of League of Legends made for phones and consoles. So yeah, there's just like crazy amount of money about to be made in China, and if you can tie a little bit of nationalism in there, cherry on top. But at the same time, there's no way that like the players from G2 would let that happen. They wouldn't fix a match. I just genuinely think they got blown out because they poorly drafted, and their plan was to go around the mid laner, Duanbe, who was by all accounts the best player on the team, and then for some miraculous reason, their AD carry LWX just decided to go absolute beast mode. He just went straight up like berserk and was like throughout the entire series. He never died. Like he just went, like absolutely. He just went sicko mode, and I was like, all right, man, go off, King.
Hey, man.
So yeah, it was fun, and I mean, I like G2. I'm a European fan. Like I like European League of Legends, but they're not like my favorite team, so it wasn't like heartbreaking.
Yeah.
My favorite team had already lost to Fun Plus Phoenix at that point, and they lost 3-1. So really,
Wild.
when you think about it, Fnatic's technically the best team in Europe.
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
what I'm
too
getting
much
out of this.
Yeah, that's what you should take away from that. And also, like the mid laner for the Fun Plus Phoenix Duanbe is like he's such a sweet little boy, very nice man. He's married, his wife's super cute, and she was there like cheering for him. I was like, you know what? Have fun, buddy. Nice guy.
Hey, whatever makes
He's
him
very
happy.
happy, very smiley boy.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's always glad to see a nice kid win.
It's always good to see, good people do
Whereas
good things.
G2, like they're good and I like them and they're fun, but they were so cocky going into everything.
Oh,
Like that's like
for
their
sure.
whole thing is just being like hella cocky all the time. That's why they're not my favorite. Like even though they're the best players in Europe, they're just like they're so cocky. And in like an interview before the game, Duanbe was like, "I hope if I win today, people will remember me as hardworking and honest." And I was like, "Come on, dude! Like talk some trash. Don't be nice." He's like, "I
Amazing.
hope they will remember Duanbe as a nice, cool guy who was always hardworking, and generous. I'm like, can you please just say you're gonna beat them? Can you just be mean for like 2 seconds? Can you make me hate you? And then he just didn't. I was like, I love him.
Amazing.
So, it was a fun series. It's a fun end of the season. And it'll be all happening again next year.
Nice.
Once more.
Also, NA choked out of and never made it. NA choked and didn't make it out of group stage.
Oof.
It's not the first time that's happened. And if you want to get technical, I think the problem with North American League of Legends is they don't place, so Europe, people are like, Europe's successful through luck and they made a super team. But all of the European teams are starting, all 3 of the European teams made it out of groups. Mm-hmm. Not all 3 of the Chinese teams made it out of groups. None of the teams from Southeast Asia made it out of groups. None of the Japanese or the Taiwanese teams. It was but all 3 European teams did. Mm-hmm. And Europe has been getting better and better and better as a region. Mm-hmm. And the reason I like them over at North America is, I talked about this before, they don't import players. And more importantly, what I've really come to appreciate is their series of feeder leagues. So kind of like how, we have the Erie Seawolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you play on the Seawolves, you can get, I think they go the Tigers or the Pirates, or, they can get drafted up to a professional team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that. So instead of it being every single player in Europe can get drafted by the coaches at random if they're watching solo queue, or maybe some collegiate teams over there. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's I'm going to play in the Turkish league or the French league or the Spanish league or whatever league is regional to where I'm from.
That's super
and so
cool.
then you have this group of talent that's already developing and playing competitively. They have stage experience, they have coaching experience, they have all this stuff, and you can bring them up into the league and they're already ready to go.
I love that. Yeah.
Whereas North America, what we do instead is we just say, let's grab some people who are really good at solo queue, bring them to our team, and wonder why we lose, and then get mad at them, kick them off the team, and buy out washed up Korean players. It's dumb. It's stupid. And then they're like, how come North America keeps failing? Well, because we're allowed to have 60% of our teams as imports. So every team that's successful has 60% imports, and their imports are the players that couldn't make it on a Korean team.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't make it on a European team. They're just buying out people. They're just using money. And if you have enough money, you can maybe get someone who could have been on a Korean team. Mm-hmm. Mm. And it's just it's tiresome. And they keep failing over and over again because if you get a whole bunch of people on your team and, sure, you have these 2 Korean players who are amazing, but you just bought them over here a month ago and they don't speak that well, they don't speak English that well, then your coordination as a team is lacking and your unity as a team is lacking because these people don't know each other, whereas
you got to build up
these guys who they'll both play in the Hungarian league and they'll be oh yeah, we both played in the Hungarian league, so we have great synergy already. They get brought up in the league together and you have this 80 carry support duo that's already fantastic as a team on a professional stage, and now they're just playing in the big leagues.
Yeah.
There you go.
China has that as well. That's why China and Europe the last 2 years, China and Europe have been the finals. Those have been the finalists from both regions. It's a great system. And North America needs to adopt it or they'll die.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll all just die.
No, actually, the problem is North America cannot die as a region because not only is it where Riot is from, but it's also franchised. So these teams are not being relegated at all. These teams are permanently, they've bought their spot in the league. So they will continue to field rosters no matter what.
That tracks.
Which is fine. I'm not opposed to a franchise league system. I think it's actually fine.
No, yeah.
I wish it was... But yeah, I've said it before, but I wish they were, localized. I wish there was a Pittsburgh team or a Cleveland team or, a Dallas team, stuff like that. Like how the Overwatch League does, but with an actual esport that's worth watching.
Ooh, I mean, that's fair.
And they actually play in their arena. Overwatch has the names, but they didn't build up the local fan bases to the extent they should have before they, blasted off. Luckily, they have Philadelphia as one of them, and you say Philadelphia before anything, and the people in the city go absolutely bonkers.
That's true.
So they can kind of lean on that one pretty heavy. But yeah, no, I think League needs to adapt a system similar to that. But it's just hard with the kind of talent that they're, because even the Overwatch teams, they're still going to all live in the same one city block in California and just keep playing each other on LAN.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the usual.
And then they'll just
usual
fly
thing.
to Philly. Yeah. So I think that it's a hurdle. There's several hurdles to get over before it becomes a traditional sport. And plenty of comments on Twitter about, I don't know if you guys have ever watched when Evo is on at ESPN, usually 2 or 3.
I absolutely do
Street
not.
Fighter Finals. Street Fighter Finals is always on ESPN. And always, if you go to ESPN's Twitter, there are hundreds of accounts of old men being why are all these Oriental teenagers on my television screen? I'm not even kidding. And every year it's funny because people compile them, and you're that's a hurdle too. Before it's televised, you have to be able to understand.
No.
You have to, it's people get mad and they're like, "This isn't a real sport. I came here to ESPN4 to watch ping pong, and instead I got these kids playing Street Fighter." And I'm like, "What?
What were you doing on ESPN4, my dude? What did you expect?
I can't
Well,
imagine.
you came there to watch ping pong, and so you got these kids playing Street Fighter."
Come on, guys.
Wild.
ESPN4 is already trash enough. Just let people have their Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's upsetting. Like the people's reaction to it, they're not positive about it. They're like, it's not a sport. And unfortunately, in the US, for whatever reason, there's a lot of racism attached to it.
I couldn't imagine why.
Yeah, who knows?
It's weird. It's so wild.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's got a long way to go, but I really like esports. I care about them, and I think they're fun, and I'm excited to see where they'll go. And that's why a journalism major, I hope to work in that field.
Yeah, man.
I think it'll be a good time. So I've talked about that long enough. That finals was today. That's fun.
Hey, sounds like a good time though. And it's also a good time to round out the episode. We have a couple of things we were asked. Jackson, this will give you a little more talking stuff. Emma's Patreon shout out is in the
Ooh,
form
it's
of a
time?
question
Okay.
directed to Jackson.
All right.
Emma would like to
Jeopardy?
know
Come on.
what hot new anime babes she should be looking out for this new anime season.
Okay, so this new anime season, number one thing I want to say, My Hero Academia, too spicy. Too spicy right now. Like, come on. Like, look, I don't watch My Hero Academia to see the storyline. The storyline's stupid and they know it. Just give me, like, 3 episodes at least of just high school kids being friends. Instead, they give you half an episode of high school kids being friends with secret cameraman, and then they're like, yeah, now it's time to start fighting people. Like, oh, episode 2 of the season? Did you mean, yeah, we're just literally gonna blow people up? Sorry.
I mean, to be fair,
Like, no.
this
I need
is
more
a
high
serious
school.
arc they're in.
So, started off with 3 episodes of high school kids just being friends. That's what I watched. That's what I watched My Hero Academia for. Not for combat. Come on, give me. I just want to see them be friends.
I mean, fair, but my very favorite character development is going to be happening this season, ideally. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
ready
do
for
love when Mineta actually kills Deku.
it. It was really a bold
It's
move
really bold
to kill off
Yeah.
the main character of your manga. But hey, I'm just saying.
When Mineta actually like puts one of his grapes in Bakugo's mouth and suffocates him, it was a really strange decision. But I think that it really helped develop his character as he moved into being the protagonist.
See, I did not expect to ever like Mineta, but then
Yeah, but when he just, he hulked out.
yeah, I respect it.
I don't know. Anime. I don't know. Let me check my phone real quick. I have some things in my queue. Doctor Slunch is dumb. That's Doctor Stone, or as we've called it before on the show, Anime Bong Man.
Anime Bong Man. I do love Anime
He's
Bong
just always
Man.
standing there. It's just so heavily advertised. Fire Force I've kind of fallen off of. It's good, but it's just I didn't keep up with it. The problem with anime is there's just a lot of overhyped garbage to sift through, especially if you use Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll is always going to sponsor you some pretty dumb stuff. But there's good things in there always.
Yeah.
I think that if you haven't ever seen, they made an anime about Boruto's dad. It's pretty cool. It's called Naruto, Boruto's dad's name. And it's pretty neat that they kind of like delve into the backstory of like Boruto's parents and like Boruto's friends' parents. It's pretty cool. Check that one out. It's a bit old school, but My Hero Academia season 4 is like probably the biggest one out there. Season 4 of Food Wars is out. If you like Food Wars, a lot of cute boys and girls there.
There we go. Emma,
That's
you
all I
got
right
your
now.
answer.
Yeah, I'm not really watching that many cute anime boys and girls on the old anime app. I've been doing school stuff, unfortunately.
Like a nerd.
Yeah.
And the last patron shout out from Cloud. I mean, we have to shout everyone out still. But
Yes, but the last request word of the day.
Cloud has asked us all to say this together.
Are we doing this as like a Eldritch chant? Is that the plan?
We are. Jackson,
Okay.
if you want to give us a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Something
Positive self-worth.
That was bad.
Noah can sing it.
Yeah.
Kenny, all right.
fix it.
I'll trust you, Noah.
I'll fix it in
Noah
post.
fixed it. I'm glad that sounded great.
Yeah,
Noah,
right?
good job.
Thanks.
It was literally
Good job, everybody, for
the
saying
best
it
thing.
the first time.
Perfect first time.
Perfect first time.
I mean, I like how you say that like we're going to try and do it a second time.
Yeah, perfect first time.
Perfect first time.
All right.
So, guys, you can find me.
Oh, wait.
Drink Play USA on
Outside of that,
Tumblr.
we do have to give a quick shout out to Edge and Michael.
Hi, Edge and Michael.
If
This
we
is for you.
can we also shout out Nina real quick? Because I mean, the
Oh my
animatic
gosh.
was just dropped. Yeah,
Nah.
Oh my gosh, no.
the animatic is my
overruled.
favorite thing of
The
all
It
time.
animatic-
wasn't about me.
Well, you know what?
That's true. It
It
literally
was
wasn't.
not about you. But the animatic is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Hands down, one of the best things I have ever been connected to.
It is pretty sick to watch 2 of the 3 co-hosts be animated.
Oh,
And
buddy.
cool.
Oh, no.
And also a guest. This is pretty sick.
Don't worry,
Well,
Jackson.
message received.
We'll do something important with you
Understood.
soon.
No, message received. I get it. Something positive, self-worth.
Oh no. Oh, but seriously, check out the animatic. It's on the YouTube channel.
It's also all over our
It's a
Twitter
shame
right
that
now.
everything can't be about me all the time.
It is.
A shame indeed. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. I'm also on Instagram and Tumblr and Twitch. I tumble a lot now.
Do you?
I do.
On Tumblr, liking my Tumblr things all the time.
Yeah, I'm reasonably active there. I even add my own comments to things.
Wild.
Ow.
You've changed, man. You've
I have.
changed.
I don't know. I enjoy Tumblr. It's just generally a fun time.
Yep, that's it. That's all the plugs
no,
we
that
have.
was it. Yep. Bye, guys.
See you guys later. Go watch Noah and I's Monster Prom video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
If you
you're
have
on
access
Patreon?
to it,
Yeah, get access to it.
Yeah.
Because you get access with just the $1 tier, right?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind. There's no rules.